So let's get into the technical setup, which is probably the most boring part about your cold email outreach, but it's also super critical. Basically, you can do all other aspects of cold emailing perfectly, but if you don't have technical setup done properly, you will face major deliverability issues. And for that reason, it's super important that you understand everything we cover in this section. So what I even mean by technical setup is basically buying domains and creating email accounts, setting up all the DNS records, which are SPF, DKIM, DMARC, then setting up your custom tracking domain, and also setting up forwarding to your main domain. So before we even get into each individual step, I wanted to cover how you can basically make this whole process easier for you. So we strongly recommend getting your domains from either Google or GoDaddy and your email accounts from Google or Zoho. The reason for this is because those are the biggest players on the market. Their written documentation help articles are the best. They have the best kind of support. They're out there to help you in case you run into any problems. And they're also the fastest to fix any issues that they may have on their own end. So yeah, we often see people trying to save a bit of money going with alternative choices, and then they end up on problems that are super difficult to troubleshoot, making this whole process even more complicated than it already is. So if you can always go with the bigger players, we always see people using them get the best results, also the least amount of problems. So it's like a win-win all around. And on top of that, before you even get started with buying the domains, you might wonder how many domains I need to buy, how many email accounts I need to create. And for that reason, there's this generic guideline that you can send around 50 emails per day per email account. And we recommend creating about 3 to 5 email accounts per domain. So taking these approximate numbers into account, you can calculate how many domains and email accounts you need in this manner. That you take how many emails you want to send per day. So you can take like an approximation. I'd say, like, let's say you want to send 100 emails per day, you want to send 1,000 emails per day. It depends a lot on your niche, but basically take that wish number, divide it by 50, and you will get the number of needed email accounts. And now you can take the number of needed email accounts and divide it by 5 if you want to create 5 email addresses per domain. But you can also do like 3 to 5. You can use 3 or 4 if you want, and you'll get a number of needed domains. So the reason we're giving like ranges of numbers is because none of these numbers are like set in stone. Some people are sending less, some people are sending more, doing things a bit differently. It's not like the end of the world if you don't do it exactly like this. It's just that we see the best results with these numbers. And yeah, so here's 3 examples how you can approach this. So basically, let's say you want to send 100 emails per day. You can just get one domain, create 2 email accounts, and get going. And yeah, if you want to be safer, you can create more email accounts, more domains, spread out the volume even more, because sending less volume per email account and per domain is always considered safer. So you don't have to go for the maximum limits every time. And yeah, just another secondary example, if you want to send 1,000 emails per day, you can do it by getting 5 domains, 20 email accounts. And yeah, if you want to send 10,000 emails per day, you can get 40 domains, 200 email accounts. And yeah, here as well, the second example is with 4 accounts per domain, and the final example is with 5 accounts per domain. So you can play around with these numbers. And yeah, you can lean on the safer end, go for the riskier end, whatever works for you. But you can always get new domains, always get new accounts. So it's never the end of the world if one of the domains ends up being blocklisted or stuck in spam. So yeah, now let's get into the specific steps that you need to take to get everything set up properly.